Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason. I'm your watch guy today. You may notice that my voice is a little bit different. I have a little bit of a cold, but nothing too serious. Nothing that's going to keep me away from reviewing this watch today. Today I'm reviewing a watch that is from a brand called Matthew and Son, or you may know them as MAS, M-A-S. Now, this brand story is actually one that I really enjoy, one that's very close to home for me. Matthew Francis is the creator of Matthew and Son. He shares a love for watches with his son Tate. Very cute kid. Now, it's very close to home to me because I also have a very young son that I love to share my watches with. Not that he's too overly interested at the minute, but it's a very nice sentiment and it's something that a lot of us can relate to. That passage of interest of watches from father to son is something very special in my mind anyway. Today I am reviewing their dive watch. It is called the Irukandji and it is named after a venomous jellyfish in Australia. They always have the maddest animals out in Australia. I don't know why people are living there. I mean, have you seen the spiders? I'm all right with house spiders. I'll get rid of them, but like those bird spiders are a little bit creepy, aren't they? I'd just burn the house down and leave, like. Anyway, I digress. Now, I really enjoyed looking at this watch on Instagram, and I messaged Matthew and said to him, look, I really love this. And I was actually inquiring about their latest release, the Arcticus. I'll show you a picture of that at the end. It's gorgeous. And I told him how much I loved the purple Irukandji diver, and he said, well, let me send you one. I'm like, right, that's good of you. To repay the favour, we thought it would be a very nice idea for me to give away a watch. It's not going to be Irukandji because I'm going to keep that in my collection, but I'll show you at the end of the video. We do have a giveaway today. Now, without further ado, let's turn this camera around and let's get into the video. So this is the Irukandji from MAS or Matthew and Son. This is the purple tentacle dial or tentacle purple dial. I absolutely love this colour. I told Matthew how much I loved this one when we were talking on Instagram, and yeah, he was kind enough to send me it. I'm absolutely made up with it, to be honest. I was considering for a little while buying one, and that's why I was talking to him. I was thinking maybe he'll give me a little bit of a discount, and he sent me one instead, which was nice of him. They do these in a range of different colours. They even have a pink dial now, and they offer them with the 4 o'clock position on the crown or the 11 o'clock. Now, I would have loved the 11 o'clock, but I don't think it was available when this one was sent out, unfortunately. Just a little bit of something different with it being at the 11 o'clock. I think it's very, very original, to be honest. Now, let's talk about the dimensions on this watch. So we have a 42mm diameter across this watch here. It does have a sort of bowl shape, but an upside down type of bowl effect to it. So it does taper in towards the bezel of the watch, as you can see there. So it wears a 42, but it does look much more like a sub 30 watch on wrist. It is 15.2mm thick. Lug to lug is 49.9mm, and the lugs are 20mm lugs, so you have a great option of bands on this one. And MAS actually do supply other bands. They sent me this with a nice fabric number on, and the bracelet, of course. Now, it is packed with the NH35 movement, very reliable movement. We all know that I'm a fan of it. This one comes in very affordably at 475 Australian dollars. Now, in pounds, that translates to about 260, I think, which I think is an absolute bargain for this watch because it's very original, it offers a lot, and it's goddamn pretty. Very much like its namesake, the Irukandji, it is small, but it definitely packs a punch. Now, as we look at this casing here, it is all 316L stainless steel. We have a very lovely vertical brush on the finish of this one. I think that's absolutely stunning. The finishing on it is very, very good, in my opinion. We have these lugs that sort of look that they are attached or dangling off this watch. Really does give the effect of tentacles, which again plays very well into the namesake of this watch. Now, we do have drilled lugs, which is a bonus on this one. Very easy to swap in different strap options if you wish. It is, of course, a screw down crown down here at the 4 o'clock, we have the first position for the date and second position for the time itself, as you will know from a NH35 movement. It's coin edge and it is signed with the Matthew and Son logo. Now, as we move to the back of this case, or we move to the screw down case back, to be more precise, it has a really, really amazing engraving of the Irukandji on the back. I think that's absolutely astounding. Like, I really love the case back on this one. Very well done by Matthew and Son. We do also have some information around the casing, the water resistance, the movement, crystal material. So as we move on to the bezel of this watch, it is very nicely domed. It's a ceramic bezel insert. It's a unidirectional 90 click bezel on this one. We have really nice white accents for the numerals at the 15, 30 and 45, as well as the baton markings at the 5s and the circle marker at the 12 o'clock. Now, this is, of course, a sapphire crystal, as you probably noted on the back. It is heavily domed, and that is definitely a feature for me. I love a domed crystal. But as well as that, it's domed in a sort of style that it fits with the bezel. It flows with the bezel. It almost looks like the watch itself. It almost does look like a jellyfish. You can really see the inspiration of the watch in the design, and I think they've really carried that out well. I think they've stuck to the motif of this one, and I definitely applaud them on that, because it looks absolutely amazing in person and even better on wrist, if I'm honest. Now, this casing provides the watch with 200 meters of water resistance, so it's definitely suitable for a little swim. It is definitely suitable of that dive watch name. Now, as we move into the dial of this watch, it's really the feature piece for me, and it's what drew me to these watches. The amazing colours that they offer in these dials. I've never seen a purple dial like this. It's just absolutely gorgeous, the way that it reflects the light, the way that it plays with the light. As you can see, it's sort of a sunburst effect, and it really does travel well through that dial. They also have a really nice purple chaptering around the outer edge with the white minute markers. It does give a sense of depth into the watch, which I really do appreciate. As I say, this looks absolutely gorgeous on wrist, so I am a big fan of this design. We have very oversized triangular shaped indices at the 12, 6 and 9. Over here at the 3, that's replaced by the date window. That is a white date window with a nice stainless steel border. Now, these indices are printed to the dial, they are not applied, and we have circles at the other 5 minute indices, or the hour markers, if you will. Up at the 12 o'clock, we have the MAS logo, the hourglass shaped Matthew and Son logo. I really do like that logo. It's actually quite nice. It fits well on a dial. It fits well with the watch motif, really, doesn't it? The timekeeping motif. Down here at the 6 o'clock, we have that Irukandji stamped on the dial. No mistaking this watch from afar, but if you are, that will set you right. Now, as we move into the handset, you can see that the handset almost reflects the purple in this watch. They are stainless steel bordered minute and hour hands. They are in a syringe style, and this handset is completed by this absolutely gorgeous purple second hand, a needle thin purple second hand with a lollipop counterbalance. Now, this dial is loomed, so let's get into that lume shot really quickly. Now, as I charge this watch up for you with the lume, let me tell you a story of a boy who forgot to press record on his camera and finished an entire review. Yeah, his name's Jason, and he's very, very upset with himself at the minute. But the show must go on, so we will re-record. The lume on this one is a pale blue. Now, it's evenly spread across the dial. It does have a really nice effect to it. Very broad indices at the 12, 6 and 9 do aid it. We have a loomed bezel insert on this one, which is a nice effect. The lume pip at 12 is actually quite bright. Now, it's not the best lume in the world. However, for the price of the watch, I'm quite satisfied with it. It's evenly spread, and it's good enough for the price that this watch is offered at. Now, as we move away from the dial of this watch, we move on to the bracelet. It's a really nice riveted style bracelet. As I mentioned in the introduction or the first part of this video, Mass do supply this with another bracelet or another band. The one's right here. I will pop that on for a little wrist shot for you. But this one is nicely brushed through the three center links, and we have this really nice polished accent on the rivets of this one. It is double screw links. If you know me by now, you know that I hate double screw links, but I love this style of bracelet, so I am quite conflicted about it. Now, it isn't fitted to the edge of the watch. However, I'm quite glad they didn't fit it to the edge of the watch, because I think it would have ruined this whole motif and style of it. I think it would really take away from this whole jellyfish type of vibe that we have going on here, this bold type of effect. So I think they made the right decision there. Now we have a fold over clasp. It has the Mass logo down the center. So we just pop this open. It is a milled clasp. As you can see, it's actually quite a nice feel to this one. It's quite a good clasp on it. The best part of this bracelet is that we have 6 levels of micro adjust on it. Now, if that is not enough for you to get a good fit on this watch, then I don't know what more you want. Just give up and wear leather bands instead. So let me pop this one on wrist before we swap the band on it. So as I mentioned earlier, you can really see that it does have that smaller type of effect from the top down, but you can see that is a bigger watch. Now, it wears very much like a 42, obviously that's what you feel on your wrist, but it does look more like a 38 on wrist. I actually quite like the style of that. I think they've really played well to that jellyfish type of motif, as I say. It really does pull it off. I mean, that domed sapphire with the domed bezel, I just think that's absolutely amazing. I think the way that the body plays out is absolutely brilliant, and the lugs hanging away like tentacles is, yeah, they've nailed this one, they really have. And if I'm very honest, this was actually sent to me a couple of months ago, and I've taken ages to do the review. But Matt, I'm really sorry. I just wanted to keep it in rotation. I loved wearing it. I didn't want to take it out of the collection. I didn't want to give myself an excuse to stop wearing it. I didn't want to move on, basically. This one's definitely going to be staying in the collection. I just love it. It's fantastic. That dial's absolutely gorgeous. It wears really nicely on wrist, and it gets a decent few comments, to be honest. Yeah, it's great. It's really great. Let me pop the other band on this quickly for another wrist shot. This is the band that Matthew & Son provided with the watch. It's actually fitted really well. It's actually really comfortable on wrist. It gives it more of an active type of feel, I think, more of a sports type of feel. Obviously, you can't wear it as a sports watch with it being 15mm thick, but it does give it that type of look. And as you can see here, we have some signed machinery on this one. The Matthew & Son logo on a brushed clasp and a fabric keeper. That keeper actually stays in place quite well, which not all of them do. So as you can see, it does have many different looks. You can swap this up onto plenty of different strap options. I would keep it down to options that aren't NATO's. You don't want something that passes under the bottom of this to make it any thicker. Double-sided would be your best bet. So do I enjoy this watch? I definitely do. It's staying in my collection, as I say. However, do I have any complaints about it? There's a couple of things. So first of all, this bezel doesn't line up. It's slightly askew, which is unfortunate because the rest of the quality control on this watch is absolutely brilliant. It's spot on. But yeah, it's slightly askew at the 12 o'clock position, as you can see there, which is unfortunate. Secondly, I'd have liked the Lume to be better. I understand why it's not, because of the budget constraints that this watch will have. Obviously, it's not going to be a cheap watch to make. It's completely an original design, and they've used good materials. I would have liked to see a better Lume, however. Aside from that, I'm in love with this watch. It's absolutely brilliant. Definitely one that will stay with me. It really does give me that Australia type of vibe. And how many other watches give you an option at the 11 o'clock position for a crown? I mean, just look at that dial. Just look at that dial. And if you're not a fan of purple, there are other colour options, but I think this is the nicest one out of them all. I just think this is absolutely brilliant, and for £260 odd, it's a winner. It's really a winner. So guys, that was the Irukandji from Matthew & Son. Absolutely brilliant watch. If you wanted to pick one of these up, I've linked their website in the description. These are available now for around £260, I think, 475 Australian dollars. Now, as well as this, they are about to release another watch called the Aussie. Absolutely gorgeous watch. Matthew, if you're watching, send me it, please. I really want to have a look at it. The Arctic blue one, the blue one. Yeah, nice one. Now, I also said that I was going to give away a couple of watches. I have this Pagani Design Cocktail Time Homage and this Cadison that I didn't review. Comes with a nice little bracelet, you can have that too. Yeah. If you want to win them, comment in the comment section, Andrew Flintoff 2005. And yeah, I'll pick one of you to win. Little appreciation for Matthew being so kind and sending this one in to me to keep. As I say though, I'm not going to let this one go from the collection. It's just too brilliant for me. Thank you for watching, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. So guys, that was the Irukandji. It's brilliantly named, isn't it? Like, yeah. This has got me terrified of jellyfish now.
Why?
Irukandji to kill a jellyfish.
That's weird.
It's from Australia. That probably makes more sense. I'd be more terrified of spiders. Big ass bird things. If I saw one of them in the house, I'd burn it.
No, I know.
Not the spider, the house.
Yeah, I know. Apparently the big, giant, like, huntsman spiders and stuff keep away the little, dangerous ones. Like, people in Australia have a toilet spider that is generally a huntsman. That's their friends that keeps away all of the dangerous things that might be in the toilet. Like, just leave the country at this point.
It obviously doesn't want to be lived in. Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
Messed up.
Give that country to the animals.
Yeah.
They've earned it.
Well, you've scared us off.